Órale, Cholo Trucker M.A.S. movies and shows. Man, rest in peace to the late, great Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer, he had this like unique look to him, man, that made him stand out, at least to me, right? Um, Gosh, man, to me, Val Kilmer will always stand out for the role he played in Top Gun, playing Iceman. Whenever I think Val Kilmer, that is the first thing that comes to mind, right? One, because I love that movie so much. That was like my favorite movie growing up as a little kid. And just him being Iceman. I don't like you because you're dangerous. Him and Maverick, the back and forth that him and Maverick had, like this friendly rivalry of who is the best, right? Like that was badass. And just to see Val Kilmer come back for Top Gun Maverick, you know having his health issues, um was pretty touching, actually, man. It really was. When I saw Top Gun Maverick in the theater, I saw it like 3 times in the theater, and all 3 times I was touched, man. Just forcing himself to talk. I know that he'd been going through his health issue. Shoot, I think it's throat cancer. I'm not really sure, but I know he was going through his health issue for quite a while. And man, I thought it was very touching that he would come out for that movie, knowing how special that character was to that movie, and how much that character meant to that movie. To come out and then force himself to talk, I thought was very touching, man. It really was. It got me right here, man. Very touching. But that, he made so many other things. People loved him in the movie The Doors. Not too many people bring up the movie The Doors. I mean, I thought it was an okay movie. Some people really, really loved it. I thought it was all right. I loved him in the movie Heat, with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Usually when people bring up the movie Heat, people, bring up Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. But, I mean, his character, his character was right there as well, man. I get it. De Niro and Pacino were probably the two main characters. Tom Sizemore and Machete were probably a little bit on the lower tier in that movie. But Val Kilmer, his character was right there, man. His character was right there. His chick, how he got shot, but he survived. And in reality, spoiler alert if you haven't seen that movie, he's the only one that got away. His character's the only one that got away. If I spoiled the movie for you, I don't know, slap yourself because you haven't seen the movie Heat. That's on you, Holmes. You know? But everybody else paid the piper, right? He's the only one that got away. So, that was pretty cool, man. But yeah, he's been on a couple of things. Now, the role with Batman, I don't think he made a bad Batman. Okay, it was George Clooney that I always questioned. Like, man, you know what? He doesn't make a good Batman. I thought George Clooney made a good Bruce Wayne, but he didn't make a good Batman. Val Kilmer, I thought, made a good Batman, and he made a decent Bruce Wayne, right? So I would swap those two around, if that makes sense. I thought George Clooney played a better Bruce Wayne, but Val Kilmer played a better Batman, right? But nonetheless, Val Kilmer actually wasn't bad of a Batman. Or, okay, going back, he was a good Batman. I thought he was a decent Bruce Wayne, because once he mailed it in and said, Charles, that's it. They fumbled around getting different guys to play Batman, and Val Kilmer was the first one they went to. And I thought he did an all right job, but I just thought, you know what? It's gonna be a step down from Michael Keaton, because You know, he was the original when it comes to movies, not the show, but when it comes to movies, everybody got used to him because he played Batman in 2 movies. So, but yeah, man, Val Kilmer, you know, good actor, really good actor, great actor, man. Um, he was in a lot of things. He was in a lot of movies. I think maybe The Doors really sticks out because I'm trying just to go off the top of my head. That's the movie where he was the main character. Like, that is his movie. And for one reason or another, it kind of flies under the radar. Where a lot of these other major movies, he's maybe not the guy outside of Batman Forever. Like in Top Gun, he's not the main character. He's happens to be one of the main characters, but he's not the main character. The movie Heat, again, he's not the main character. Tombstone, you know, I'll be your Huckleberry. You know what I mean? Like, again, he's not the main character. He's one of the main characters, but he's not the main character like Kurt Russell is. But he did a badass job in that movie, right? Like, so, I mean, if you take his role out of these movies, out of these major movies, those movies don't shine as much as they would. So even though maybe he's not the main character in some of these big blockbuster hits, without him in that movie, those movies, man, don't fire up as much. You know, Tombstone, I mean, come on, man. His character, like, that was him. That was, like, good gosh, dog. He's the badass right there. You know what I mean? Like, damn, this dude's badass, homie. Like, that's the character people want to relate to. Like, hey, I'll be your Huckleberry. You know what I mean? Like, this dude's badass, Holmes, right? Even though he's not the actual main character. But, man, he did a great job, an impeccable job there. And what a career for Val Kilmer, man. What a career. And he was only 65. 65. Wow, man. Wow. I saw pictures of him not too long ago. Well, maybe a few years ago. And, it's because of his health issues. I don't know why. I kind of thought he was a little bit older because he wasn't looking too good. And this is already a few years back. And it's like, yeah. And then just seeing him on Top Gun Maverick, I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, well, it's just health issues, you know, but, man, that was a good one right there, man. Val Kilmer, man. Hey, may rest in peace. Thank you, Val Kilmer, for a lot of the great memories, man, and being in some of these movies where your role, I mean, it really added to the movie. It really was a key ingredients to a lot of these blockbuster hits that made them blockbuster hits. Even if you weren't the main character, your ingredients, your addition to it made it what it was. So, man, rest in peace to the late great Val Kilmer. Thank you so much for the memories in a lot of these movies that I'm probably gonna go back and watch now again, you know, because some of these are great. So, rest in peace to the late great Val Kilmer. All right, you guys be good. Catch you guys on next one.